Welcome, Jimmy. Thanks so much for joining us. I don't know if you know this, but I'm the official Miami Heat spokesperson of the national media, so I'm very excited to have you on.
So that means you give us a lot of hype.
I do, and I also had a wonderful time when you guys were in the bubble because I got to brag and talk trash to everybody, which was very enjoyable. But first, you're the honorary chairperson of the blockchain.com Paddle Open. So tell us a little bit about the tournament and how you got into paddle.
Oh, paddle was just another way for me to compete and run, work out in the summertime. And then it just became a competitive thing. And now it's in Miami all the time. The Miami Paddle Open is there. All the best players in the world. So I get an opportunity to watch them do what they love to do.
Now, you fit in perfectly with the Miami Heat's culture and energy and attitude. What was it about this organization that made things so fluid for you?
I think they just allowed me to be me, knowing the way I say things and do things may not always come off the right way, but it's meant to win. It's meant to make everybody better. They're okay with that. I'm okay with that. So I think that's why it fits.
I've always described the Miami Heat, the organization, the city, and the fans as being very comfortable with being the villains. I started my career in Miami during the Big Three era, and it was the number one most hated place on earth. And I mean, we were thriving. It didn't bother us at all. Do you think that's an accurate statement?
I'd agree. I think we have a saying around it that we're not for everybody. I know that I'm not, that's for sure. But everybody like that's welcome in the Miami Heat organization and the city of Miami as a whole. They just want you to play hard, go out there and compete, and eventually bring them a championship.
We're talking to six-time NBA All-Star Jimmy Butler of the Miami Heat. You had a quote recently that I use a lot. You said it a little differently, but it's, luck favors the prepared. You were talking about how being comfortable in your surroundings and, kind of the routine of things makes it easier when adversity comes along because you're prepared, essentially. What is it about this particular roster and team with the Miami Heat that makes you guys feel comfortable and work together?
I think we've been hit by the injury bug. Everybody's been in and out of the rotation, and we still have found ways to win games. And that's what I mean by that. Like, everybody's so comfortable in whatever role you throw at them, whether it's starting or coming off the bench. And I just believe that when you have a group of guys that have been put in so many different situations, when it's time to everybody come together and win, I think it makes it easier to do it.
Got to ask you about Tyler Herro. He's putting together a really good season, probably sixth man of the year level season. And he's had a little bit of a roller coaster in his career so far, kind of a busting out and, a rival in the bubble and then, ups and downs. What's been different for him this year?
He's just crazy confident. He's not worried about what anybody is saying. I'm happy for him because he knows the works that he always puts in. It's on display every single night. We need him to be that player. And he's just been incredible all year long, and he's going to continue to be that for us. I'm telling you, this 6 man of the year thing, it's real, but he's not paying attention to it. He's just out there hooping, and if it happens, it happens.
I feel like he's kind of matured a little bit. I mean, he's very young, and when you get put into a role in a spotlight like that early, expectations can kind of skyrocket. And if you're not there as a player and, as a young person, it can kind of get overwhelming and affect your play. It feels to me like he's matured.
He has, and he understands that there's always going to be ups and downs of the year, your career, from game to game. You don't want to get too high. You don't want to get too low. You just stay in the middle. But more than anything, he's fun to be around. So I think it makes his job a lot easier because he's very likable. Everybody wants to see him succeed because we see the amount of time and work that he puts into his craft. And that's why he's just been playing at an incredibly high level. He does right by everybody, and he goes out there and plays hard.
We're talking to Jimmy Butler of the Miami Heat. So I am a Pat Riley zealot. Like, Pat can do no wrong to me. He's the godfather. But he has this aura about him. What is he like? Is he secretly, kind of a softie? Is he easy to talk to? What's something about Pat Riley that people don't know?
that he really doesn't have to say anything. It's like you already know what he expects out of everybody. So if you see Pat walking towards you, you know that it's going to be real. But at the same time, the dude's just incredibly loving. He embraces everybody, and he just wants the best for everybody. Like, he's an incredible individual to be around, but when it comes to basketball and winning, he's definitely going to want you to do that.
You play the Knicks tonight, second in the East, but it still kind of feels like, even though you were just in the finals in the bubble and you've added some new pieces, the young guys are improving. We just talked about Tyler Herro. You have a great culture. The Heat are still sort of overlooked. There's some other brands that are kind of being paid attention to, the other stars around the East. Do you like being a team that's overlooked, or you prefer being a team that has high expectations?
It doesn't matter to me either way. We're going to go out there and we're going to compete. There's a lot of really good basketball players in the league, in the East. When all these teams get healthy, when at their full star power, it's going to be tough for anybody on any given night and in a 7-game series. But we'll see what happens when the time gets here.
Well, obviously, one of those teams that's going to have high expectations is the Sixers, and you know that team. So how do you think that transition is going to go? Harden makes his appearance with them tonight.
I think it's going to go incredibly well. Joel's, been playing at an MVP level. James is James, one of the most unguardable players in the league. Can score in a multitude of ways. I know I'm going to be watching along with everybody else because they play great basketball, and together I think it's going to be even better.
So, Jimmy, I need you to teach me your ways, because I read that you drink like 9 or 10 cups of coffee a day. Right. Okay. So I have my coffee here too, but it's not big face coffee. But I can only drink like 1 or 2 cups of coffee. How do you get to sleep? Is your body just accustomed to it now?
It is. It's very used to it, but I'm getting my 9 hours of sleep no matter what, coffee or not. I just choose to have coffee. I love it. It lets me have a bunch of different conversations with a bunch of different type of people, and I get to learn about people and see how much I have in common with them.
Coffee is a good meeting place. It's good to have a good conversation over coffee. Well, I'm actually more intrigued on how you get 9 hours of sleep every day, because I'm a huge napper, and 9 hours that's tremendous. How do you do that?
Shut my eyes, fall asleep, and wake up.
Do you have like a sleeping chamber or something?
No, I just go to sleep and I stay that way. I practice it though. I really do focus in on how much sleep I get.
That's remarkable, and I hope you write a book, because sleep is a huge part of my life, and 9 hours of sleep a night would be I'd be a different person. But good luck to you the second half of this season. Jimmy, thanks for jumping on. Make sure you check out the blockchain.com paddle open. Love the Heat, love what you've done there, and best of luck to you the rest of the season.
All right, thank you.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd, or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.